Don't mind the hair today, guys. I didn't feel like showering, even though I should have, because I definitely should have washed my hair today. But you love me for me, right? Not the way my hair looks, right? Right? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Drew and this is my channel where I make videos about improving my mental health in hopes that it inspires you guys to improve your mental health as well. Last week I went through a very rough couple of days where I just had no desire to leave my bed or take care of myself in any way. Everything felt harder to do than normal. I didn't feel like talking to anyone and I just wanted to be alone. Once I started to recover, I decided I was going to share with you 7 self-care tips to help you feel better, as well as a bunch of extra bonus tips that may serve as a good reminder. So let's get right into the video. Hello friends. About a week ago, oh my god, I can't even remember the days. All the days are just bleeding together. I went through a pretty intense depression episode, depressive state. I'm not really sure what I would call it, but I essentially spent like 1.5 days in bed with just like a complete lack of motivation to get out of bed. Yeah, it was pretty rough. If you are dealing with a rut or a depressive episode, then this might help you. Maybe, hopefully it'll motivate you to get out of that or to at least be kinder to yourself, because that's what most of my videos always are, is just reminding you guys to be kind to yourself. We're gonna get started on things that I do that make me feel better. Now, you don't have to do all of them. You can do a single one if it is all the energy you have. You don't like one of the things, don't do it. If it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. If you're not ready, don't do it. But if you feel like, hey, I think I have a little bit in me that I can get up and do one thing, even if that one thing is just stretching or changing your clothes or brushing your teeth, whatever, then amazing. But if not, you guys need to listen to your body and do what's right for you. So let's get started. I just wanted to show you guys my big delicious breakfast that lunch that I've got going on. It's just a tofu scramble. It's not the prettiest, don't roast me, but it's healthy. It's got greens in there. I've got sauteed spinach, mushrooms, onions, tofu, and then spices, and arugula. Tofu scramble, you know? That's a nice, delicious, nutritional meal that I treated myself to earlier today that I'm still working on. I can't eat a lot in one sitting because of like my appetite issues that I'm still dealing with. A little bit, not as much as I was before. So let's get started on the first thing, which I think is going to be tidying up my room because it is depression messy. It's not good. As you can see, my room is a mess. It's not the worst, but since it's such a small space, I definitely notice how much it affects the way I feel every day. So the first one is wash your sheets and or make your bed. I washed my sheets the other day, but didn't properly make my bed. Making my bed always makes me feel a little bit better, but washing my sheets after being in bed for 2 days helped me feel like I was taking care of myself. Number 2 is tidy your space. I slowly, area by area, tidied my room. I didn't do a deep clean. I just got rid of the garbage, put my dirty clothes in the laundry bag, cleared out the recycling, then took a little break before finishing up tidying. Number 3 is eat, drink water, and take your vitamins and or medications. If the only thing that you take away from this video is eating, drinking, and taking your supplements and medication, then that is great. In my opinion, this is the most important step, tip, or act of self-care you can do. I've got a multivitamin that I take every day, and I just recently started adding this little pill for vitamin D because this is what my grandma takes. So when I was feeling really bad, I was like, maybe I'm vitamin D deficient, and this has been helping a little bit with like my tiredness and just my overall feeling of sadness. Make sure you take your vitamins and your medication and drink lots of water. I have been really slacking on the amount of water that I've been drinking, so I think I'm actually going to be doing one of those like water challenges where you drink like a gallon of water a day or something like that. Hey Google, how many cups of water is in a gallon? Okay, maybe not a gallon, maybe like half a gallon. But anyways, water, vitamins, along with any other medication that you're supposed to be taking. Eating delicious, wholesome, healthy foods. Allison, if you're watching this, I told you I had 3 bags of chips on my floor. After my break, I slowly finished cleaning up the rest of my room. Just a brief intermission to discuss half-ass performative Black History Month activism by CAA. I am a CAA member, and they have a highlight celebrating Black History Month with books, podcasts, and destinations. So they have 2 pages where you can like learn more about Black history, which I think is cool. I'm tiny bit disappointed that it's not like the cover of the magazine. It should have been the cover of the magazine if you ask me. It should also have probably been closer to the front of the book rather than page 14. You can go through different tours and visit history through the lens of enslaved Africans who first arrived there in Quebec City in 1629. They talk about books. They talk about Africville in Halifax. It's a museum that you can go in and see a replica of African United Baptist Church. I feel like, yeah, this is great that they mentioned all of this. They mentioned it up at the top here, Black History Month, but we don't give a shit about the new pet guide. It just seems like, considering it's Black History Month and they want to put a spotlight on Black History Month, spotlight should have been right there on the front cover. My friend Amy bought me a Rubiks Cube so that I can learn the algorithm. I just don't want to mess up the colors yet because I want to be able to get it back. Number 4 is wash and fold your laundry. I mentioned in my last self-care video that folding my laundry is like self-care for my future self. And it's still true. Having fresh and clean clothes to wear always makes me feel a little better, even if it does just sit in my laundry bag afterwards. Number 5 is to reward yourself. I don't mean reward yourself because you've been productive. I mean reward yourself because you've made it another day. Even if that is staying in bed and watching your favorite show or movie or YouTuber, reading a book, working on a puzzle if you can get out of bed, or playing Among Us with your friends. Whatever you choose, make sure it's not too taxing for you and that it's something you actually enjoy. It doesn't have to be any of the things that I mentioned. Whatever you choose is perfectly valid. Number 6 is to take a self-care bath with an optional bath bomb or have a shower. The day that I finally was able to push myself to get out of bed, one of the first things I did was take a shower because I knew how much better I would feel. Plus, I felt really gross and stinky and smelly, and unfortunately that's just kind of the reality. A lot of people deal with that, and there's nothing to be ashamed of in not being able to keep up with your hygiene when you're feeling depressed. While you're dealing with depression, there is already enough shame associated with that. You don't need to sit there and shame yourself or be shamed by others for not being able to keep up with your hygiene. Unfortunately, that's something that just falls to the wayside and isn't your main concern, and that's totally valid. If you have the energy to do it, that's amazing, good for you. But if you don't feel shame for it and don't shame others for that. Since I only took a bath, I added a delicious bath bomb from a local small business and relaxed until I almost fell asleep. Number 7 is go slow and be kind to yourself. Everything I did on this day, I took my time doing. It was essentially an entire day of slow self-care and self-compassion. And I took breaks and did things I enjoyed when I felt like it. I didn't push myself or criticize myself. If all you can do is get the energy to drink water, eat food, take your meds and your supplements, and be kind to yourself, just know that you're so fucking badass. And I quickly just want to give a huge shout out to my grandma for bringing me food, water, and my supplements when I couldn't get out of bed. That was the exact kind of support that I needed. Now onto some quick tips and reminders. Number 1 is, if you can, try and get some blood work done to find out if you're dealing with any deficiencies leading to your low mood. Those in winter climates are especially at risk for a vitamin D deficiency, so make sure you get checked if you have the ability to do so. Number 2 is try and get outside. The fresh air will do you so good if that is an accessible comfortable option for you. Number 3 is if you have someone in your bubble who you can hug, hug them. Hugging helps to release dopamine, which is the feel-good hormone. Number 4, if you have access, reach out to your therapist or a person who you trust who has the emotional space to support you. Number 5 is take a social media break if you know that it has a negative effect on your mental health. On to the reminders. Number 1, it's okay to cry. Do your best to not bottle up your emotions. What you're feeling is valid. Number 2 is do what feels right and good for you. Which brings me on to number 3. If that means staying in bed for however long you need to, then do that. Just remember, food, water, meds. Number 4 is if you can't do everything you want for self-care, that's okay. Like I've already said, and which is reminder number 5, be kind to yourself. I hope this video helped even just one person. I hope it gives you the motivation to at the very least be kind to yourself and to remind you that you are such a badass for making it to another day. You are so loved, so needed, and so important. Never forget that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did. It really does support my channel, as well as hit the subscribe button and notification bell to be notified about future videos that I will be making. And lastly, be sure to follow me on all of my social media. They're always the pinned comment in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Or playing Among Us with your friends. Hashtag shout out to Camp Shiggy. All right, no more procrastinating. Ooh, my chair is squeaky. I already WD-40'd this chair. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I feel like I blinked a lot during that first part.